Hello and welcome to the Lords of the Sith. I'm Mary and I'm here with Denise.
Hello.
And I'm here with Lee.
Hello.
And we're here to discuss the new leaks of the Episode 9 filming. So exciting!
Yeah.
Finally!
So guys, what are your thoughts?
I'm really happy to see something from them, and I think Poe and Finn look really good.
Poe
do.
and Finn look really good, okay? They look very healthy, they look very fit.
Poe kind of looks like a cross between Nathan Drake from Uncharted and kind of like some kind of dashing pirate. I don't know why, but that's what I thought when I saw it.
He reminds me more of like Indiana Jones. I expect him to be rolling around in the jungle and, getting artifacts and running away. I don't know, they just look great. It looks really exciting, actually.
I'm really happy to see Finn looking good, because we had some not so flattering shots with them in both movies, and as a hero he needs to look good as well, so I'm really happy for that.
And they're together, and Chewie's there, but there's people missing. That's the best part of the pictures.
I'm not sure. I mean, Rose is missing. Where is Rose? I hope this doesn't mean that she'll be sat in bed recovering for the whole movie.
I think Rose is probably like brokering a deal with the people who live there. But the exciting thing is that Rey is not there, girlfriend. Where is Rey? Where could Rey be? Who could Rey be with right now? And what could they be doing?
I think they might be having lightsaber fights. But anyways, back to Poe and Finn.
I really like that idea. A lightsaber is just a lightsaber.
Well, it's not just those photographs that have been leaked. There have also been leaked sets of the Millenium Falcon. Ahem. So are they on there? What are they doing on there, I wonder?
But I'm gonna say something. My opinion, I might be wrong, of course, is that that planet, the jungle planet where the Millenium Falcon is not the same place where Finn and Poe are, because the ecosystem is different. The Millennium Falcon is in a jungle planet, and where they are is more like grasslands. Of course, this is Star Wars, and maybe nature is different, but maybe they're two different sets.
Yeah. So in that case, then Rey and someone else could be in the Millennium Falcon in the jungle somewhere doing something. And then our other heroes, our resistance, plot, they're in the grasslands. So yeah, I like this idea.
I don't know. Like I said, I really hope Rose comes into it. And I have to say, I know Poe does look good in that wide, dashing pirate shirt, but it does make me a little nervous because, in The Last Jedi, he had that black jacket. That was kind of like to symbolize, kind of like where his character was, like he wasn't sure about Holdo. He kind of went slightly dark with the mutiny, if you catch my drift. I'm worried that this costume change symbolizes, because it's all white, that he's now like completely good, and he's he's the charming angel-like leader that the Resistance needs. I don't want that personally. I want him to not be conflicted, but struggle in leading, and also have conflict with Rey over, the issue of the Force bond and with Kylo Ren. So I don't know.
I think that's going to happen. I mean, I don't see how the shirt, can basically derail that necessarily. I think, it's funny because the three of us have completely different stances on this. I think I'm probably in the middle. Because Denise, what's your take? You want Poe to...
I think his arc in having conflicting leadership, it was over in the last movie, and I don't think he's big fish enough to be in conflict with Rey. He doesn't belong in that plot. And I love Poe, I'm sorry, he doesn't belong in a plot with Rey as having conflict. Or anything else, for that matter.
For me, I'm a little bit between both of you, because on the one hand, I agree with you, Denise, that Poe is not a big fish and he should not be up there. But at the same time, he is basically the figurehead of the Resistance now that Leia is going to be gone, assuming, right? He's her heir apparent. So he is important, and whatever happens with him, I think, should be in the service of the Rey plot, right? And Rey's plot with the Resistance, I think there has to be conflict there. Otherwise, it's just going to be lame. So I think it's important for her to see that the Resistance are the good guys, but they're not necessarily right. And even if they are, she doesn't really belong there. And I think that post-comic is foreshadowing conflict between Rey and Poe, because he thinks that, they're torture buddies and that she hates Kylo Ren just as much as he does. So I don't see that, as foreboding well for them getting along. I think Rey doesn't belong there, so that means she's going to be driven out or she's going to choose to leave, and it's probably going to be Poe. So the shirt, Mary, I hear what you're saying, but I think that it's a good opportunity for the movie to show that, you can be good and you can be a good guy, but that doesn't mean that you're perfect. So even the great Poe, who's fantastic and charming and awesome, can be kind of a dickhead, and, actually antagonize Rey. So I see opportunity for that. I don't think that's ruled out just because he's a dashing hero.
And dashingly good at not getting a grass stain on that white shirt. I mean, my God.
For me, the worst case scenario with Poe's character would be if they just have him screw things up and then not have to own up to that, and not have to pay any consequences or develop any insight. Yeah. That's what I hated about his arc in The Last Jedi.
Yeah, the same. I have to admit, Poe's arc was my favourite storyline in The Last Jedi. I love it. I love his character in it. But I still think there needs to be room for him either, coming to terms and realising I fucked up, or people realise that even though he's a good leader, he's perhaps not the one the Resistance needs. Because he totally butchers Holdo's quote at the end. And I seriously think he needs, there needs to be a resolution to this, and I don't think we got that in The Return of the Jedi.
And that's where I agree with you. I mean, in The Last Jedi, yeah. We definitely did not get Poe's arc completed in that way, because he basically just kind of wiggled his way, through the mutiny, the treason charges. He should have been kicked out. But no, everybody loves Poe. He's so handsome, so he gets to do whatever he wants. That's not good. So I want him to face up, and have to own up to his, imperfections like any of us do. So I don't know. I'm excited about it, but at the same time, I want this to take up the least amount of time possible and to be in the service of the Reylo plot, because, Poe is great, but he's not one of the three leads in this movie. The three leads are Kylo Ren, Rey, and Finn. So let's spend all of our time with them, most of our time with them.
But, I'm going to say let me put my tinfoil hat on. I actually think that these pictures were leaked on purpose. Maybe not.
It's
Conspiracy
Disney.
theory, right? So the reason for that is because remember when they were doing The Force Awakens, JJ was very good at saying, guys, this is not going to be like the prequels. And we saw he's doing practical effects. We saw sand planets. So now what do we have? We have a jungle planet and we have Finn with Poe. So we know that it was something that everybody loved mostly in The Force Awakens, was Finn and Poe together, because they're great together and it really complements Finn. So you say, see guys, you're gonna get more of that. So based on that, I would say that we're gonna have kind of the same Poe that we had in The Force Awakens, and they're gonna go on
That's my biggest fear.
fun adventures with Finn, because I think JJ is gonna go for a safe movie because he's not crazy.
I'm sure JJ's gonna go for a safe movie. I mean, they want to please people this time around. I don't think they're trying to antagonize fans. No. Well, regardless, the point is that for me, I don't mind seeing Poe as in The Force Awakens. I would actually love that because I really enjoyed him, but we had very little of him. So it's okay if he reverts to that. I just don't see that as happening now that they've elevated him. It would be weird to kind of, again, bring him down. You know what I mean? So I think well, we'll see. But I think you're spot on. This is probably an intended leak because the pictures look pretty good. Who's going to be hiding in the bushes to take that level of...
Yeah, they would. I'm pretty sure there would have been security guards on that set, and if anyone took a picture, they would be out of there.
And then if we say, well, somebody in the production leaked it without the higher-ups, no, give me a break. So it's a leak, and they want us to see that we have these manly dudes having fun together doing manly things, and they look like Indiana Jones. Everybody loves Indiana Jones. So then I think it's a way to appease a certain part of the fandom, and I think it's smart to do it.
Yeah,
now, does that mean that's what the movie's going to be like? I don't know. Mm-hmm. That's the thing.
See, I'm kind of worried because, again, Rose is nowhere in sight. I'm sure that's meant to please some parts of the fandom as well. So they want to get that section of the fandom back into the fold and say, hey, get excited for this.
But I guess I don't see, Mary, why you're worried that Rose isn't in the pictures, because it doesn't mean that she won't be in the movie or that her role's not going to be, like a good role. It just means that she's not in that, scene. I guess I think that it would look very badly, it would reflect poorly on Disney if they had bigger plans for Rose and then they kind of shelved it just because of some like online backlash.
I hope you're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on. Sorry, Denise.
No, I'm gonna say I don't think they would cut Rose, but they're showing that Finn is not with her. Ta-da! So I don't know.
Yeah. Did you guys hear? This just came out. I think somebody saying that a leak came out that a love interest had been cast for Poe. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I did. And apparently, I think the source said it was Kerry Russell's character.
Yeah.
But I think they might have got that wrong. I think it might be Naomi Aki's character.
I hope so.
Speaking of Naomi Aki, is she that girl right there in the middle of the picture?
She doesn't look like her to me.
The picture is blurry. I don't know.
I can't see.
It doesn't look like Naomi to me. But I also don't know. And I just think it would be like, if they were going to leak something, I don't think they're going to leak Naomi's character.
Yeah, there was that other picture of the actors, and I'm sure one of them is Naomi Aki. Definitely one of them. But she has like, a black blanket around her, hiding her costume. But as for that girl in smack bang in the middle of the photo, what do you think of her outfit? What do you think this kind of character might be? I kind of think it looks a bit. It kind of reminds me of Enfys Nest a bit. Maybe they're outlaws that attack the First Order, or their homeland has come under siege from the First Order.
They look like rebels. People are saying that they're like independent, rebellious units in planets, but I don't know. This theme has been done a lot in Star Wars before.
Let's put everything together that we have. They're obviously not from the Resistance, right? So they're people that are going to be allies. We know that John Boyega has been practicing horseback riding for a long time. So he's going to be riding horses with these people, and he's probably going to get to do heroic things there. Aside from that, grain of salt, because I don't even remember who said it, but I read somewhere that Kelly Marie Tran had also been taking horseback riding lessons. I don't know if that's true or not. But also, we talked about it before, Mary, in the episode 9 casting discussion episode we did, that there was a picture with Naomi Aki and John Boyega hugging, and it was like a casual picture, but it was posted to John Boyega's Instagram. And Emma, who used to be with us in Star Wars Connection, she spotted that John had a riding helmet in his hand in the picture that had been kind of cropped out, but not quite entirely. So I think that we can assume that these people are going to be in this subplot and in this grassland area based on that information. But, it's just speculation at this point.
I wonder if that girl smack bang in the middle is an actress called Naomi Campbell. Because I think there was also another photograph on John Boyega's Instagram where he was with Naomi Campbell. And he had that sort of hairstyle that he has in one of those photographs, and I'm not sure, I can't remember if it mentioned horse riding or not, but she was definitely tagged in that photo. So I wonder if she's plays a small role in this as well.
Maybe. Can I say something controversial?
Go ahead.
The one thing that I don't like about the pictures is that Poe is obviously the leader and Finn is like his, second in command. And for me, I feel like Finn should be the true leader of the Resistance. And I want him to just step up and not be second banana to anybody. So I'm tired of him following everyone. I want him to be the leader. So I'm hoping that this is one of those things that's like a snapshot in time, but that over the course of episode 9, we'll see Finn either be an equal, or actually be the head of and take over. And then maybe Poe will, go somewhere else because he screwed up big time with Rey and Kylo, and then he's like, well, see you later, guys, I'm sorry, and just go, with, maybe he can go with your friend,
Billy
Connix?
Yeah, maybe he and Connix can leave, because
yeah,
I don't like people who, do mutiny, so...
But it was for a good reason. He thought she was just not going to do
No.
anything. She didn't communicate. I thought it was fine.
I think it would be better if Poe just stepped down and let Finn take the lead.
Yeah.
He realizes he screwed up, and let's Finn.
But Finn doesn't have any leadership experience, you know. I mean, I understand it would be poetic, it would be beautiful, but I don't see how that is in his arc.
He's getting the experience now, though,
yeah,
right?
so maybe it's possible.
He's been in the army since he was a kid. He knows how the hierarchy works, and he's stepping up to become a leader. Poe knows how to be a leader, but a terrible one. So I think it's time for him to go. I'm sorry. I don't want him to die, but I just don't want him to be the heir to Leia. You know, because also I have my little salt because of the only child getting usurped thing. Because, you know, I'm an only child. I identify with Kylo. I just don't want Poe to, like, you know, I feel like Poe shouldn't even be there because he was supposed to die, okay?
That's my God.
The thing. He was supposed to die in The Force Awakens. We all know this. I'm sorry. So this is Finn's role. So I don't want Poe to just, like, be usurping from everybody. I think that Poe should just kind of let Finn, you know, or Finn should grab it. Like, I think Finn should just step up and do his thing. So I'm hoping we'll see that.
I get what you're saying, because even though I really, really enjoyed Poe's arc in The Last Jedi, it did feel like it was, you know, usurping some other plot points, especially Finn's. That's one of my biggest complaints about The Last Jedi, but anyway. But yeah, I get why you're saying that.
Yeah,
but,
and I'm being unfair, probably to Poe, because I also think Canto Bight is Poe's fault, because if Poe hadn't been there, Finn would have stayed. Finn would have gone to Canto Bight at all, and we could have skipped that entire arc.
It's Rian Johnson's fault. Damn it! It's not Poe's fault. Come on. But you know, like remember that in The Force Awakens, Poe pretty much plays Leia's role, right? He gives the thing to the droid. He's captured. He's rescued. So when you talk about Poe being Leia's heir, I think it makes more sense if you consider the plot and his arc.
I don't think of it that way. Like, I don't think that Poe is Leia. I don't, because he wasn't meant to survive the crash.
It ended up being different, but then he was leading the attack at the end, just like Leia in A New Hope. So it ended up that his character rhymes with Leia. So sometimes
he was directing the attack in A New Hope.
Oh, he was there. Oh, she was not directing, but she was there overseeing whatever.
Yeah, but I think I would say that's a bit more similar to Luke. Luke is the one who flew the X-Wing and blew up the Death Star, just like Poe flew the X-Wing and blew up Starkiller Base.
Because Poe wasn't supposed to be there, and now he's taking bits of everybody else's story. That's my way of looking at it. And I want to say, because I know we're probably going to have some Poe lovers who are going to be like,
I'm a Poe lover.
But the thing is that I really love Oscar Isaac. I really love looking at Poe. I think he's gorgeous, but Poe doesn't do it for me after The Last Jedi. And I think I can grow to like him again. These pictures are a good start, but really right now I'm just kind of wondering why. Why is Poe there? And I don't want Finn to have Poe undermine him and undercut his character arc. That's all, like, I'm hoping.
Again.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think they are going to have lots of Poe and Finn together, because it was one of the high points of The Force Awakens and everybody liked it.
I loved it. Like, I ship Stormpilot even now. I love Kelly Marie Tran. I love Rose Tico. But I really think that you guys should just let Finn and Poe be together, because that's obviously what they want to do, is be together. But it's okay if it's, you know, like a bromance.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think, you know, it was always planned for, like, Finn and Rose to be together, and that's why I'm kind of like, are they going to, like, bait the Stormpilot shippers again?
I'm sure they will, but I don't think that's going to get in the way of Finn Rose, though, right? You know?
No,
just like they did it in The Last Jedi. Like, Finn, wet, leaking, naked? Oh, come on. We saw right through that. So I think they can do little things like that here and there. But I don't think it's going to take Rose out of the equation.
I just think it's wrong. It kind of, you know, puts, you know, it gets people's hopes up, and I think it just, like, kind of backlash, you know, just puts Rose's character down a little bit when she's the intended love interest for Finn, so I don't think they should do it.
For me, that's not, like, baiting. It's not getting anyone's hopes up. Anybody who's, like, now still thinking that Stormpilot is going to be canon, it's not going to happen. Even KK said it. Like, Kathleen Kennedy said that's not happening, and she laughed it off, which was terrible. So there's no way this is going to be canon. But people still like that, you know, and write fan fiction for it. So doing that is more like throwing them a little something, you know, like putting something in there for them to enjoy, and not necessarily for them to think, oh my God, they're going to end up together. You know what I mean? I think it's nice, and I enjoy seeing it. And I don't think it undermines Rose.
Maybe.
Just like, if, for example, if like Hux and Kylo had like a, you know, a little line that the shippers of them could kind of rejoice in. I wouldn't feel bad as a Reylo shipper, even though I don't ship, Hux and Kylo. I wouldn't mind if they did that. It's okay.
Yeah, Kylo and Hux, I think they do have good chemistry as well. I'm not a shipper, but I can understand how people would get excited about it. So it's cool.
What do you guys think about Chewie, though?
Chewie is Chewie.
Why is he there? That's the only thing that made me kind of wonder about the Millennium Falcon. Because Chewie belongs in the Falcon, so why is he...
Maybe two of our favourite people have taken off in it and abandoned the Resistance. But I don't know. I have a feeling that this might be early on in episode 9. I think Finn and Poe look like they're kind of like running from something, or maybe have just stopped running and are looking back. So I don't know. I think maybe they might have been found by the First Order, and this tribe, I'm going to call it a tribe because they look kind of tribal, I think, like kind of like rescued them. If you know what I mean. So
that's possible. I thought they were going towards something. I didn't get the feeling that they were running from anything, but it's hard to see, right?
It's so hard to see.
Yeah, maybe they were going there to like deliberately meet with this tribe.
Yeah,
maybe.
So the one thing I want to mention, I want to just hear your take on it. A lot of people are saying that this goes in line with the leak that we got from the Reylo Force baby person who said that Rey and Kylo have a secret child, like a baby child or whatever.
Oh no.
Because he said that there was going to be like a Force sensitive refugee, who was trapped in the unknown regions or whatever. You remember that?
Yes,
so
I do.
Now they're thinking that this is kind of the refugee people who, have this Force sensitive woman who maybe is Naomi Ackie's character. I'm not one to ever like fully discredit anything because we just don't know, but I don't think that leak is going to turn out to be, like some points in that leak I don't think are going to turn out to be accurate. So I think it's maybe an instance where somebody saw a storyboard or an image and they built, kind of a narrative around it without really having all the facts.
It's possible.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because I just don't see a world where Kylo Ren would choke Rey.
Oh God, no. I think it's so just no.
No, it'd be really messed up.
This is not Annie Dalla.
Yeah, unless he would then go on to become Darth Vader, like literally. I mean, that would be so dumb. So
yeah, and I think it's very generic, right? We don't know if they're refugees. The fact that they're gonna meet people, it happens. I mean, in many Star Wars. I think it's very generic to say,
that's
he
the
got
thing.
it
Like
right.
if somebody saw like a storyboard showing Finn and Poe are going to meet some people in a tribe, then they can go and say, oh yes, here's the leak. They went and they met Force sensitive refugees, and and the Reylo baby and the choking, and they can kind of add stuff on based on an image. So that's why a lot of people freaking out that message us like, what do you think? Is this really gonna happen? Is he right? But I will say this. It also came out that, and this is from Reddit, from our Star Wars leak, somebody was told through a connection in the production that, this was going to happen, like what's shown in the pictures. And then they also said that, spoiler alert, that Ben Solo is going to pilot the Millennium Falcon. So a lot of people are now celebrating and thinking, oh my God, like if this part of it is true, then maybe that part of it is true. And I am all here for that. Absolutely want to see Rey and Ben pilot the Millennium Falcon. That would be amazing.
That's perhaps why Chewie isn't with them. Maybe they're piloting the Falcon somewhere.
But it should be early. I think if he pilots, it would be at the end. I think it's very necessary because he has a relationship with the Falcon in those scenes that were unfortunately cut from The Force Awakens, and also when he hates
blow that chunk out of the sky.
Yeah, blow that shit, and then how the Millennium Falcon in a way represents his father and the reconciliation. So I think if they don't have him piloting the Falcon, it's gonna miss something at a symbolic level.
Even the those dice that even foreshadows that, because those dice were on the Millennium Falcon. So yeah,
I'm still mad that they cut those scenes out of The Force Awakens, but oh well.
But they wouldn't go well with the pacing. But maybe he could have had these scenes at a different time. But if you think of where they fit...
they could have made it happen. It's just kind of really shoddy work to bring these dice out of nowhere in The Last Jedi. They mean nothing to anyone. If we had seen them before, Solo had the dice, right? The dice are mentioned, but they're supposed to be in The Force Awakens, but they're not included. And then out of nowhere, without any context, we see them in a scene that the emotional impact of that scene would have been amazing if we had context for the dice. So I think that was really lame. They shouldn't do that kind of stuff in 9. If they want to deliver the full emotional punch, they really need to set these things up beforehand. So hopefully they kind of learn with
The Force Awakens. I thought it was a little choppy and fast, and things were Yeah, and I hope that's not the case with 9. Things need to be delivered, well and carefully.
In other news, who here is a fan of Lord of the Rings?
Me!
I am.
Dominic Monaghan has apparently been cast
Yes.
in episode 9.
Rey's dad! Everybody's saying it's Rey's dad. Oh
All right.
Oh,
People just want
gosh.
the parents already. Just show them the parents. Everybody wants to know.
You know what? I could see Dominic Monaghan as a scruffy-looking nerf herder. Oh, I'm sorry. Like alcoholic scoundrel.
Alcoholic.
Maybe it's Dominic Monaghan and Kerry Russell. Maybe they're her parents, and they rise from the grave out of Jakku.
Maybe, yeah. I really like the idea of Poe having a love interest, but not for that to be developed into a thing because we don't have time. We just don't have time. But for like him to wink at somebody, and for there to be like a little hint of something to come, I'm fine with that. But I don't want it to be Kerry Russell. I would prefer if it was Naomi Ackie.
Nah, Poe come on, it'd be nice. Poe likes older women.
He does, but I don't know. Somehow I really just prefer for him to be with Naomi. But anyway, the point is that I'm really excited about, Dominic being in Star Wars because he's a huge Star Wars fan. He has an awesome tattoo, "Luminous beings are we," on his forearm. I think that's so cool. Like, it's like one of us, even though he's an actor and he's famous. But a fan, gets to be in the movies. That's great.
It is.
Apart from Rey's dad, who else do you think he might play? Do you think he could play a DJ type?
What about DJ, though? Do you guys think DJ will come back?
No.
No, he's done. Okay. Maybe he's King Prana.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, yes!
That is also buried in the Jakku Desert, I think. I think he's playing a small part because he's not in the cast list. He's just saying that he's going to be involved. So it could be just a cameo.
And JJ, that's one thing that I kind of find annoying about JJ, to be honest with you, is that it's cute, but it's like, really? He likes to cast his friends in his things, So like if you're friends with him, he'll stick you in there somewhere. I just think it takes away the opportunity from other people. But whatever, it's okay. But yeah, I can see it being like a totally minor thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be how funny would it be if he's a first officer with that up-class British accent?
Yeah, that would work.
All right, so anything else you want to add, guys?
No, I just want to say I'm super excited that we got the leaks because it had been so quiet, It had been just so long since we've gotten any meat. And the fact that Rey and Ben aren't there, I think bodes super well, and I think it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody that they're keeping that under wraps. I think it will be much later until we see more like Rey and Ben stuff, separate or together, because that's the real part of the story. So they're not going to reveal it this early.
Yeah. I'm also happy, and I really think it was on purpose, but I think that means we're also going to see a little bit of glimpses here and there about what's going to happen, to have because I think they want to make people feel calm about 9, like so that people don't fear that it's going to be strange or whatever. So I think we're going to see more of it, but it also means that it's going to be a safe movie.
I hope it's safe, honestly. I don't need any groundbreaking things. I just want a good Star Wars movie that brings an end to this in a way that means something,
Yeah.
I half want a safe movie, but I want a couple of risks, like maybe Poe kicking Rey out of the Resistance because of the Force bond.
I don't think that's risky. I guess we should talk about what we mean by safe. Like, I don't mean boring. I don't mean that, for example, not to show Reylo or to show like a super only like maybe touching hands kind of thing. No, I want like a movie, a movie where exciting things happen. But when I mean safe, I mean like safe for Star Wars fans to all love it. Not something polarizing and divisive.
Oh, yeah, I get you. But when I say safe, I mean Poe is the boring, well, he's not boring, but just the dashing, kind of uninteresting hero he was to me in The Force Awakens, because I prefer him in The Last Jedi, and I still want that conflict.
Yeah, but depending on how they do it, they can do it in a safe movie, but they can also just have boring. I like Poe from The Force Awakens and that, but on one thing that we can be calm is that people like Reylo, so even though they're playing safe, it's still gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
If there had been a backlash, I think at this point we could have maybe said, maybe not. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard so many people saying that they wouldn't even bother with episode 9 if it weren't for Rey and Kylo, and people who aren't like Reylo shippers. That's the thing that they liked about the movie. That's the thing they wanted to to see, unfolding.
Yeah.
So even the people that you least expected, when you talk to them, I've had that experience online and in person. They say, well, why didn't they just spend more time with Rey and with Kylo Ren? That's what I wanted to see. I'm like, yes, I understand. So I think we can expect that a safe movie means sticking with the things that people really like, and definitely Reylo was up at the top of the list.
But sadly, Rose was not on top of that list. She was very near the bottom. So yeah, that's why I'm wondering, has her role been reduced? But
I think it could have been reduced, I'll be honest here.
But reduced to like non-existent? No. I
No,
mean,
it's
like just sitting in a bed injured.
oh no.
And not
Oh my
not being
goodness.
part of the action, because she's not there. I think she should be with Finn, or at the very least part of the Resistance plot. I mean,
but she could
I hope she could. I mean, another thing is I hope she could be with Rey, having cool Star Wars girly time, because God knows we need more girly time in a Star Wars movie, but I'm skeptical.
I think
Let's
that
just put
if
it that
they
way.
did that, it would generate a huge backlash if they did that kind of thing. So I would be one of the first people to write like a strongly worded letter if they did that to Rose, because, no, they can't do that. That would be like supporting all the trolls who said the horrible things to her. So they can't do something like that. But that being said, Rey is the lead here, the female lead. We don't need, like a secondary like person up there. I'm sorry, I like Rose, but Rose is a supporting character. So just because she has a role doesn't mean that she's going to be directing, the action necessarily, and maybe she shouldn't. That's okay. But like confined in a bed, sick, recovering, no, I don't see that happening.
maybe she's doing stuff like with the leadership of the Resistance. Maybe she's doing something really cool while they're all down there. So I don't know. Maybe there is a cool role for her. I also hope that she looks. I think she's really beautiful, the actress, and I hope her looks are a little bit more flattering.
Yeah, that jumpsuit was not good, was it?
The
in Last
Resistance
Jedi?
clothes are always horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why I don't care about them so much is because they're just like, they look so downtrodden and defeated and boring in their outfits. It's like, I love the stylish, the leather and the stuff.
First Order. Yeah, even the First Order, they always dress better. But you see, we saw Finn and Poe, and they look awesome. They're really well dressed. So maybe we can expect something cool for Rose as well.
I hope so. I'll just add one last thing. I think it's pretty clear that it was Poe sitting in the Millennium Falcon along with Finn due to that white shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had figured that. It didn't really look like a girl, so.
Yeah, but there was speculation that it could have been JJ as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anything else, guys?
That's it.
No, I think we're good.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have your own thoughts and theories about the photos, please let us know in the comments. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and SoundCloud, or contact us at lordsofthesith.podcast@gmail.com. Until the next time, and may the Force serve you well.